you guys hear me? Good. Awesome. All right. So from here, all we're going to do is just kind of start with just a little seated position first. So again, just shins to start off with. You can make sure the knees are kind of bending nice and deeply. If it's too much, you can, come forward, or you can sit in this high knee position, okay? Otherwise, we're going to just start with the neck again. So just continuing from last week a little bit, we're just going to really look to soften the body at first, and then start to kind of, get into the tendons and the tissues in a different way towards the end, okay? So from here, all we're going to start is with the neck. So just sitting on the heels, nice and simple. We'll just go to yes, which is going to be chin onto the chest, and then chin up to the ceiling. Just nice and simple. Nothing too crazy. You may want to keep your eyes open here, okay? And be mindful of not just kind of, dumping into the lower back or just throwing your head back. Think about when you look up, you want to feel the front of your neck. So you're actually reaching up to the ceiling and then back rather than just throwing your head back. Chin onto the chest is pretty straightforward. You should feel everything to the back of the neck. So we're just moving nice and gently. And then we're going to go into no, which is going to be chin over the shoulders, side to side. Right, so this is just easy work. Shoulders are nice and open. Fingers can be depressed towards the ground, so meaning you can reach the fingers towards the ground at all times. And then we're going to go into, okay, which is going to be ears to the shoulders. Okay, so just be mindful, if you're facing the screen, that's better because you can just look at the screen and be able to look at yourself maybe a little bit. You just throw your head side to side. Okay, make sure you're not, diving down. Just simple. And just pay attention to, what feels good, or, what's moving a little bit more than the other. If there is any tension or anything like that, you're just bringing awareness to it. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is just going to kind of go to balls of our feet. Now, what I want you to kind of do here is spend some time in this position or the shins down position. But from here, okay, again, if this is too much, you can come up a little bit to put the pressure off. But I really want to just kind of get into the bottom of the feet. But we're going to still kind of focus on the neck. So continuing from last week, what I want to think about is this. We're going to protract the head. So I want one hand on the small of your back and the other hand on the tight chest. This way, you're not moving the spine. You want to keep this rigid, essentially. Everything's going to come from this headquarters, as we call it, so this head position. So we're basically working the neck. All I want to see is just a simple 10 forwards and then backwards. So coming forward, we're gliding our head forward. Eyes are on the horizon at all times. Okay, so forward is pretty straightforward. It's the back that I want to really kind of take some time doing. Just keep it going. You want to make sure you're giving yourself as many chins as possible, right? And again, make sure you're not dumping into the lower back. And this is pretty straightforward. Nice and simple. You may feel this in the upper to mid back, okay, so the traps, which are normally weak and inactive in most people. Okay, so from there, what we're going to be doing, okay, let me just kind of bring my clock out first, and we're going to be going for 45 seconds per rotation. So basically what we're going to do here is the same thing. We're going to reach forward first, but from there, we're going to tuck the chin onto the chest, come back to that double chin, and then slide on top of that tabletop, and then down. So just nice and smooth in this circular motion, okay? We're going to go for 45 seconds. Here we go. So hand boom, okay, reaching forward, chin tucks to the chest, nice and simple. And again, we're not looking to try and get as many as possible, okay? Just keep it smooth and go at the pace that feels good. But really hit that forward, down, and back position, okay? So, you can do it or you can fucking do it, okay? Keep it going. You can change the foot positions if it's too uncomfortable. Again, just bringing awareness to anything on top of the spine. All right, from here, we're going to reverse it. So this time, what I want you to think about is you're going to come back as many chin as possible into the chest. Then you're going to glide forward and then boom, come on top of that tabletop, down, forward, come back on that tabletop. Boom. Okay, 45 seconds. Here we go. Let's get it. And sometimes less is more. Okay, so you want to keep it slow because slow means smooth. And smooth means there's more of a rhythm, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, if you try reach and overreach too much, what tends to happen is we favor our strength all the time and kind of basically bypass all our weaknesses. So keeping it smooth. Okay, just keep it going. Make sure you really kind of tuck and show us that chin, as many of them as possible. Beautiful, and tight. Okay, so from there, all I want you to kind of do is, okay, back onto this toe position. Okay, and you don't have to have your knees together. You can have them a little bit further apart. All I want you to kind of do is this, okay, sitting onto the boom, okay, butt on the heels. You're going to squeeze the butt to bring the hips up. And imagine, okay, not arching your back, just give me the hips forward. Then you're going to just look to sit forwards and backwards. Okay, just nice and simple, just warming the back of the feet up. But really think about your glutes doing the work to propel your hips forward and back. Okay, so we just get a little bit of glute drive. Now from here, what we're going to do, guys, okay, is we're going to place one hand, okay, heel of the palm onto top of the heel, and we're going to do the same thing with the glutes, okay, and back down. It's just nice and simple. You're almost kind of falling back at the shoulders, but giving the hips forward. There should be nothing in the lower back here. Okay, if that's starting to feel good, if you notice my top arm, I'm going to start to create a little circle. I'm going to look at the fingertips. So my hips come up. I look at the hand back, going back over my head. I'm going to try and basically arch and reach back behind my back. But again, there should be nothing in the lower back here. If it is, that means the glutes are not working. That means the hips are not actually opening up. In which case, don't rotate and just focus on pushing that hip forward and having the butt on. Last two. Really reach over. All right, so from there, shins down. Let's give the feet, knees, hips a little bit of rest. Let's go into the wrist. So what I want you to kind of do here is thumbs together, heel of the palm together. So I want to see this shape here. Fingers are nice and wide. From there, we'll just put hands onto the ground. Now, I want to make sure that we're pushing the ears away from the shoulders. Okay, so I want to see this lifted heart. And we're just going to go into one big kick out semicircle going one way and then the other way. So we're just going to switch between these hands. Now, again, the intention here, guys, okay, is not just to kind of like just kind of speed this through, but to really lean and get into those nooks and crannies you otherwise would never get into. So we are looking to be a little bit uncomfortable, okay? There's a little bit of discomfort. There should be no pain, okay? But discomfort for sure. You know, if you notice my fingers, I'm pushing my fingertips into the ground. The heel of the palm is pushed into the ground. Nothing leaves the ground. Now from here, we're going to flip that finger back towards ourselves. Boom. Okay, push around away from us. And we're going to just look to step back onto the heels and back over. So just nice and simple, rocking forwards and backwards. Okay, just kind of looking to just mobilize the wrist. Okay. Now from here, if this feels good, we're going to again go one semicircle one way and then the other way. And again, the idea here is to make sure, again, we explore those areas we otherwise would never get into. And again, it's an opportunity for you to kind of bring awareness to the wrist, you know, cool, how does the right one feel to the left? You know, you can even look at your fingers. Are they actually facing backwards, you know, kind of compared to the left or right? Are they about even? Are they about the same? Or is there like discrepancy? Now from here, this is a little bit tricky one. Okay, so fingers are back towards you at the moment. You're going to bring them forward and forward. And then look at this. I'll allow you to bend your elbows to set up for this. You're going to turn your fingers back towards you, but the pinky is going to face towards your knees. Boom, as much as possible. And then I'm going to look to straighten my arms, get my ears away from the shoulders, and then I'm going to just look to sit forwards and backwards. Okay, so again, nice and easy. So this is what we call internal rotation position. Just the hands the other way, so the pinky turns in the other way. Boom, that's it. That's it. Okay, and then just rock side to side. Now, from here, we're going to go palms forward or fingers forward, fingers forward. Palms will face up to the ceiling. And we're going to pull, okay, this portion of the wrist here onto the ground. And again, I want to see this elbow locked out. If you can't, okay, it's okay. You can have them stay soft. Your intention is still to try to lock them out. Now, if it's too uncomfortable, you can do it one at a time. Otherwise, okay, we're going to fall forward a little bit. We should be a little more comfortable. But as we sit back, that's when the joint closes, and that's where the uncomfortable comes into play a little bit. So we're just going to rock forwards and backwards. It's nice and simple. And again, this is not a very big movement. Okay, so just be mindful. The idea here is you guys are in charge of how much of the dosage you kind of give yourself. Okay, don't go too extreme. Okay, from here, holding still, we get to squeeze those fingers into what we call gorilla grip. So it's big squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big release of the fingers. And again, squeeze. Keep your arms straight and lift the heart up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And back again. Last one. Big squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Big release. Slowly back it off. Shake it off. We'll kind of interlace the fingers. Okay. Heel of the palms together. Elbows shut. Okay, the space between us. So basically hug the sides. And we're going to just kind of go into one big circle, or sorry, 5 big circles one way. And again, big circles, and then the other way. So don't speed it through. Really feel how far you can go. Good. All right, so from here, we're going to start to kind of look into the lower body again. Now, what I want to quickly go into, okay, building up from last week a little bit, is this thing called Cossack squats, which is kind of going side to side. Before that, just opening the hips up with simple runner's lunge. So those of you who've kind of done this, pretty straightforward. One knee up, one knee down. So I'm going to do it on the side. One knee up, one knee down. We'll bring the hands in line with the front feet. We'll pop the back knee up off the ground, legs are straight. And we'll just kind of rock forwards and backwards. Let's go together. Okay, so we're going to kind of swimmingly kind of go through this together. And we're just rocking forwards, okay? The reason for this kind of rocking guide is because you can now make those micro adjustments as you need to. Okay, so basically I want the 50-50 weight distribution on front and back leg. Okay, if you notice my front leg, hey, my shins are fairly vertical. Okay, so I'm not like back here. If that's the case, then go a little wider. Okay, now from here, the hand, just stay there. The hand that's closest to the front leg, you're gonna hug the knee. Okay, make sure the back leg is straight. And we're gonna drop the elbow towards the front leg towards the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now draw that arrow. Keep pushing the ground away. Reach to the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go 4 more. And drop 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate. Reach. 3, 2, 1. Drop. 3, 2, 1. Rotate. Reach. 3, 2, 3. 2 more. Down for 3, 2, 1. Up. Reach. 3, 2, 4. Down. 3, 2, 1. Up. Rotate. Reach. 3, 2, 5. Knees on the ground. Let's change sides. Okay. Just notice this down. Make sure the back leg, if we got it, okay, balls of our feet. Okay. So we're not slanting our leg like this. We're boom here. So okay, everything's facing forward. Okay. So again, one knee up, one knee down, back knee off, and we're just gonna start with that rocking forwards and backwards motion. Now, for most of us, okay, if we think about lifting the back knee up or straightening the back leg, you should already feel it through the back hip flexor, hopefully a little bit. Okay, most of you may feel it through the hamstring of the front here, okay, and back through the back hip. And from here, everything stays still. Shut the space down, so squeeze the knee to the front arm. Let's drop the arm towards the ground for the first 3, 2, 1. Nice, rotate, reach, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 2. And 3, 2, 3. And 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. And 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. Glutes are on. Reach. 3, 2, 5. Back knee down and rest. All right. So from here, we'll be on our feet. Okay. So just kind of looking sideways. We're going to have our feet pointed forwards. Okay. Legs are nice and straight. We're going to do this, okay, 2 times with 5-second pause on each, okay, to start off with. So we're going to look at this. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to sit into one corner, okay? So make sure from front on, we're going to make sure we're hinging at the hips. We're not twisting, okay? We're just making sure we sit in this corner for, let's come down and sit, okay, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to slowly slide to the other side. Notice my toes are still facing forward, okay, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just slide each way, okay, for 10 reps. This is 1, squeeze the quad, and then boom, slide. 2, Stay nice and low. Imagine your sit bone's going to drag on the ground, so you should feel it quite high from the adductors. Make sure your heels are on the ground. Slide. This is 4. Slide. Squeeze. 5. Slide. Squeeze. 6. Slide. Hold. Squeeze. 7. Slide. Nice and simple. Chest up a little bit. Slide. And slide. And up. Beautiful. So what we're going to do here, guys, okay, just 45 seconds, just nice and simple. Don't do this yet. All we're going to do here is we're going to just melt the spine a little bit, okay? So same thing with the Cossacks. We're going to get deep into the adductors, maybe the inner thighs, lowering the knees and the ankles up. So lower body, there's a lot of shit happening. From upstairs, what I want you to think about is you're going to now soften the spine. So you're going to make sure you touch the ground at all times. You're going to sweep over, keeping the hands on the ground at all times. You're going to reach to the other side. Then you're going to travel to the other side. As you go to that bent knee, you're going to move your hands, boom, and reach as far over. Pause for a second or two, and boom. So again, it's slow and smooth. Front on, this is what it looks like. Just be mindful, okay? We're smooth here, hands on the ground. We're reaching. Notice I'm still bending in this knee here, okay? I'm going to pause for a couple of seconds, then slide, drag the hand. So the idea here is we're going to get into the spine as well as the hips, okay? 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Nice. Now make sure the heels stay on the ground. This is really important, okay? Yeah, because if you're on your toes, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the knees. So if that means your ass is really high in the air and you're like this, that's cool. It doesn't mean you need to come deep. But being here, there's going to be a lot of shit happening there right now, okay? So make sure the heels are on the ground, okay? Keep it going. Nice. Really turn to the side you're reaching. So like get the head to the other side too. Imagine you're going to smell the knees. Okay. Boom. Beautiful. Keep at it. Nice. And time. Rest. Okay. Just sitting down onto the ground. Okay. Everybody okay? Beautiful. Okay, so from here, guys, what we're going to get into, this is going to be a little bit open for the chest and upper back and that sort of thing. But the idea here as well is to kind of condition the elbow joint and the wrist joint as well. Okay, so as I've been alluding for the last couple of weeks, we're really strong as our weakest link. So for us, we think about my fucking quads, my hamstrings are tight, my back or my shoulders, all this kind of stuff. But if we don't look after our ankles and wrists, predominantly without these little fuckers, like there's no standing up, or there's no kind of holding, grabbing onto things or pushing off things. So this is called a tabletop. Now the idea here is kind of just we're going to build this up. So keeping it smooth, this will come into a little bit of locomotion type of work a little bit later on. But just to kind of grasp the fundamental idea here, you're going to be sitting on the ground, okay, with the butt. And I'd like to see the side view as well. That way I can kind of help you guys, if I can see more essentially. From here, what's going to happen is the fingers are going to be faced back behind you. Now, the really important thing here is this. My elbows are locked out, okay? Now, obviously there are a few females in this class. Make sure you're not hyperextending either. So, it shouldn't be hurting the elbows, okay? What you should feel, hopefully, is a little bit of biceps, okay? Kind of start to open up, even if, if you kind of stay in this position, if you do a lot of pulling type of work all the time. But really, we're trying to expand the back here, sorry, the front, by using the back, okay? So what's going to happen here is, just watch me first, we're going to push the ground away from us. So look at this. I'm lifting my heart up. I'm going to squeeze. Now, as I squeeze, what I'm already doing, okay, from a little bit, is I'm opening this space up. So I'm really using my upper back already. So I'm going to squeeze my back. Now, this is important. My butt's going to come off the ground, but look at this. I'm going to drive my knees forward, and I'm trying to come into this tabletop. My butt's on. I'm looking straight at the ceiling. I'm not looking down, okay? Now, from here, I'm going to come down onto the ground again. The key thing is this. If you come up, notice and look at my shoulders and my wrist, okay? So this is what I want you to do by taking your knees away from you. This is what most people tend to do when they could do it first. So see how my shoulders went behind? Guess what? My wrist, my elbows, my shoulders are fucked now, right? Because it's just basically I'm over-relying on this. So make sure you use the downstairs a little bit more. Cool? We're going to just hold this first one just for 10 seconds, just to kind of get the good feeling, okay? Here we go. We'll go in 3, 2, squeeze the shoulders, push the ground away, and lift. And we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. Just glutes on more, hips a little bit higher, hips a little bit higher. That's better. Eyes on the ceiling. Keep pushing the ground away, guys. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift the chest to the ceiling. Glutes on for 3, 2, 1. Slowly down and rest. Okay, just give me this if you guys survive that. We're good? Awesome. All right, cool. So this is the work that's going to happen. Okay, that's the easy part. These are called dynamic tabletop. So we'll now need to use a little bit of this. Okay, basically what I want to see here is my hands, rather than kind of reaching back, it's going to be somewhere around my hips. Okay, now from here, this is the key thing. I can have my knees bent to start off with a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the strength that I have in the middle here and my upper body to push the ground away. Again, my arms are always straight. So this is what I want to see. Look at my backside. I want to use my tummy and my shoulders to lift. And we're going to hold it here for 3 seconds. Can everybody kind of just do this for me? So fingers are nice and spread. Push the ground away and lift the bum up for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Bum down. Good. So this is the whole movement. Look at this just quickly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bum stays off the ground. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's a dynamic tabletop. We're going to do 5 reps. Cool? Yeah? All right, here we go. Okay, so set it up. Hands either side. I'm going to face you guys a little bit so I can just see what's happening. Okay, push it right away. Bum comes off. Okay, we'll hold it here for 3, 2, 1. And boom, hips come up. 3, 2, 1. Bum comes through the hands and back behind you for 3, 2, 1. Up. 3, 2, 1. And keep it going. Down. 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. Down. Bum comes back. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Come up. 3, 2, 1. Down last time. 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. And down. Rest. All right. So, Lindsay, that was really hard because your bum was already here. So it's really hard to get the bum back, right? So already start with the bum through a little bit. Okay, and then you can bend the knees too.
I couldn't sit there with my butt off the ground, and maybe my torso is longer than my arms.
Yeah, so it's predominantly people say like, oh, I've got a big ass and I can't do it, that sort of thing, for sure. This is why maybe have your hands a little bit closer to you, so you're going to be rather than being wide too. You can just play around with that, you know. And yeah, so you need to bend the knees. Does that make sense?
My hands are too far apart.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Again, this is really important when we kind of do the groundwork later on, but that's a really good question.
Okay.
All right, so from here, okay, we're going to come back to that. Now, what we're going to get into here is that's a little bit upper body. We're going to get into a little bit of lower body work. Now, this is a little bit of flowy type of work. So this is building on from the runner's lunge that we did before. Okay, all I want to see is this. So you guys already know what a runner's lunge is, which is this position here, right? Now look at this. I want you to put the back knee on the ground, laces on the ground. This front leg can come a little bit wide. This is the thing. I'm going to drop my hips to the side, but my arms are going to be straight here. Okay, so can you just kind of show me that? Okay, so front's on. One knee up, one knee down. So let's come up first, so like a runner's lunge. Boom, stay in that position. Drop the back knee, laces on the ground. Okay, and then look, you're going to drop the hips. Look, I can allow myself to stand this leg up, push around away. So the idea is imagine you're going to drop that bottom hip towards the ground. So you should feel a stretch through the side body a little bit, maybe the side of the hips. Then come to the front again, hands down, curl the toe, lift the back knee up. Just one more time, so I know you guys got this. Drop the knee, lace it down, and drop the hips. And then boom, both hands on, curl the toes, back up. Let's change sides. Boom, boom. Okay, back knee down, laces down, drop the hips, turn, back up again, boom. Okay, forward, back knee off, proud runner's lunge, drop the back knee, laces down, drop the hips, rotate as much as possible, keep pushing around away, then again, front's on, boom, curl the toes, and bang. All right, so that's pretty straightforward, okay? So what we're gonna do here, guys, is we're gonna put that Cossack and runner's lunge together. And again, the idea here is we want to load it in a way. So if I say to you, I want you to stay close to the ground as possible. Okay, that way we're going to put a lot more strain and a lot more kind of basically trying to cause damage to the adductors in a healthy way, right? So what's going to happen is this. I'll just show you the whole movement first. Let me get this right. So we've just done this. Okay, we're going to drop the knee. Boom. We're going to hold it here for 2, 1. Come back up. Now from here, I'm going to turn. Bang. I'm going to walk my hands. I'm going to sit in this Cossack. Notice the only difference now is I'm pulling my toes up, but my heels are still on the ground. So even if that means your ass is up here, I'd rather be in this position. Yeah. The idea is to sink down. From here, we'll walk to the front again, face forward to runner's lunge. Boom. Drop the back knee. Bang. Okay. So we're going to go into this basically 2 movements. Bang. Bang. Okay. So let's play with this. I'm going to give you literally 45 seconds per side. So let me see you set up in the runner's lunge first. I want to see sideways if possible. Okay, and we'll go in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Nice. Okay, and make sure you spend like good quality time from end to end, like at least 2 to 3 seconds. Yeah, nice. Good. Nice. Remember, Jess, put the heels on the ground. Okay, so toes can come up. So in the Cossacks, yeah, that's it. So in the Cossacks, you can have the toes up, but the heels, okay, both heels are on the ground. And then boom, you come up, that, drop, and boom. Okay, heels, transfer, proud chest. If you've got it in that Cossack, when you're in that Cossack, boom, walk it over. Okay, keep it going. Nice, keep your arms straight, Lindsay. Boom, arm straight, bottom arm straight. Boom, there it is. Hands on the ground. And travel to the other side. Knees come off. That's it, keep it going. Nice, good, toes up. That straight leg toe up, Lindsay. Nah, the other way. So heels on the ground, toes up. That's toes down. So look at this, you're in this position right now. Wait, where are my feet? There. I want to see this. All right, guys, let's swap to the other side. Okay, so this is the Cossack here, toes up, heels down. That's it there. Switch to the sides, guys. So, okay, to the other side. Start on the runner's lunge. Boom, again. Drop, turn, and then go. Okay, that's better. There it is. So what you'll start to find here, guys, okay, if you're too small, okay, you can't really kind of keep, you can't be stable when you move, okay? If you're too long, meaning like if it feels good and you're allowing yourself to go further and further, it feels unstable as well. So make sure you're in a position where you can do this continuously. You want that workload and the effort to be continuously the same. Okay, keep it moving. Good. Nice. Drop the hips. That's good. That's better. Okay, keep at it, guys. Keep it going. Boom. And then slowly. Nice. Let's see, Lindsay. Let's go. Let's go. Good. To the side. And toes up, heels down. That's it. There it is. Hey. And just finishing that rep off, guys. Okay. Nice. Hey, good, Jess. That's better. Nice, Sam. That's good. All right. So, is everybody okay? Cool. So from here, guys, this is going to be a little bit different work. Just kind of, I want to look at the hamstrings a little bit. Okay, we're trying to lengthen this up. This is called a standing good morning, and there are many different variations, but this is the easiest one to kind of do to start off with, just to kind of get you guys moving through the hamstring. So a couple of different things, we're just kind of, what we were doing there was, working out of the hips and moving the inside of the legs, but right, it's really important that we obviously work the back of the legs too. So think about for any people like, who do a lot of kicking, you don't tear stuff when you kind of go out. It's more kind of when you come back in. So the idea here is to get strong through the length, okay? So for this, you'll need to be on your feet. And the good morning is going to be, normally you can do this, double leg and that sort of thing. We're going to focus on one leg at a time, as it gives you a bit more information from right to left. The key thing here is this. I want my feet to be under the hips, okay? So from standing from sideways. Then I want to come to the movements of my feet, okay, from the leg that I'm going to just not use, okay? So from here, I'm going to face forward. The straight leg, the standing leg, that's the working leg. This leg that's bent is just going to be, I don't care if it's in front of you, to the side, to the back, wherever it feels okay. But the key thing is this, I want to keep the weight on the standing leg. Now from here, we're going to go back to what we did at the start with the spine work. I want to keep the, okay, one hand on the small of the back, then the other hand on top of the chest. Okay, and from here, I'm going to reach back with my bum, okay, to the wall as my crown of my head's reaching forward. I'm going to fall forward. I'm going to pause for 1, 2, then I'm going to squeeze my glutes and my hamstrings to come back up. Okay, so if I do on this side, this is what it's going to look. Again, okay, my hands, boom. I'm going to butt back, legs are straight, falling forward. I'm going to pause for 1, 2, then squeeze up, boom. Okay, so let's do it all together. Ready? Okay, so 5 reps per side. So here we go. The crown, eyes are up. So look to the other side of the room for me. Butt's going back, hold it there for 1, 2. Now squeeze the legs to come back up. Breathe in and reach down. Okay, butt goes back, straighten those legs, hold it there, 2, 2, and drive up. And hinge of the hips, falling forward, reaching forward with the crown of the head, butt's going back, hold for 3, and up. And here we go. Make sure that standing leg is straight, reaching forward, pause, 1, 4, drive it up. Okay, make sure nothing's moving from your hands on the chest or the lower back. Keep hinging, last one. Reach forward, keep the legs straight, push the butt back, and drive up. Good. Swap sides, here we go. Okay, change legs. So again, making sure we're not rounding the back, guys. Okay, so it's a clean break from the hips. Here we go. Okay, and hinge. Pause for 1, 1, and drive up. And hinge. Eyes are up, butt's going back. Squeeze the quads and up. 2, and hinge. Reaching and holding. Boom. 4. Last one. Here we go. Okay. Reach. Shoulders are square, hips are square, and drive up. And rest. Good. All right. Did everybody feel that for the hamstring? Yeah. Good. So again, you can do this by yourself, okay? The idea here is like, there's no reason to kind of, for us to do thousands today. The idea there is I want to kind of feel the lengthening of the hamstring, what happens when you actually organize the body, okay? Now, to wrap this up, okay, so continuing with that kind of a bit of a movement project essentially, okay? The idea here is bringing different elements together. So for those of you who were here last week and the week prior, okay, we kind of moved on this move. I'm just going to show you first. So we're just in this crawling position. We're going to do this under switch called knees come up, bang. Not the tabletop, but the hands are face back, and then bang, coming through. So this is what it looks like, okay, just keeping it smooth. Now, a couple of things that you guys will understand now from having done the tabletop, especially the dynamic one, if you don't have the support, okay, the basic support under your fulcrum point, then it's going to be very, very hard. Meaning, if my hands are too far out, okay, and that's how I turn, look at this, I'm not going to be stable. Right? So be really mindful. Your shoulders need to be over. And then look at this. Even when I turn, my shoulders or my hands are close to my butt. And I'm going to come through, back. Now, okay, this is what we're kind of working on the last couple of weeks. And then we planted a seed last week to doing this. Okay, from here, hands on. Now look at this under switch. Now we want to get this leg up, back to this squat position, bang. Okay, so one more time. Okay, we can be balls of our feet for this, hands on the ground. We're going to do the under switch. Okay, straight arms, come through, push again away, and back to this switch. So I want to just see, okay, it's nice and simple. We're going to spend a minute doing this, okay? Don't gas yourself out. This isn't how many reps can you do or trying to set PBs. Be really mindful and diligent with the work, okay? So the placement of the hands. Okay, where are you going through? Can you go slow? Because that means I have to use more of my stuff, more of my body. And then back to the squat position. Boom. Then switch sides. Okay, here we go. Minute work. Nice and straightforward. Boom. Okay, let's get it. Okay, again, make sure your arms are not too far back. Okay, otherwise it becomes really hard. Okay, and you'll create too much momentum. Nice. So closer to that base of support, the more stable you're going to be. Okay, the stronger you're going to feel, the more fluid you're going to be through your movement. Nice. Okay, when you do that switch, nice, good. That's better, Mel, that's good. Okay, So once you get a little bit comfortable with, like, once you understand what you're trying to do, try and make it look pretty, right? So try straighten that leg, which means you're going to have to work a little bit harder from somewhere. I want you to try to figure out where that somewhere is. Keep it going. Okay, last 15 seconds. So even if it's just one rep in there, try to get it in. Just slow, controlled. Nice. Okay, just finishing this rep off, guys. Beautiful. Good. Okay, that's it. Now, most of you would have noticed that, okay, today, okay, I didn't get you guys to do, boom, this particular drill, right? So getting to the bottom of feet and loading the knees and stuff like that. Now, what I'm going to do today is basically adding that thing we've been working for the last couple of weeks into this little number, okay? So now what I want to think about is, even if your bum is super high, I don't care, okay? But you're going to try to have the feet flat on the ground to start off with. So if you've got a nice, squat, that's great. If your ass is here, that's cool as well, okay? So what's going to happen here, guys, I'm going to travel towards you guys, okay? But we're going to use the backhand to lean. So what I want to think about is when we did the wrist prep on the ground, this is not just like, my fingertips and that sort of shit. Be really mindful. So this is what we call this pisiform area. I want to be able to land the hand, again, not too far. I want to be just smooth. So let me do this so you can see a little bit better. Okay, boom. I'm going to plant the hand flat. My bum may come high. I'm going to plant the other one. Now from here, my back leg is the leg that's going to slowly switch. And boom, I'm going to come land. I'm going to sit in the squat position again. I'm going to go the other way. So again, if I'm going to go that way, I'm going to use the far hand. I'm going to diligently place my hands first. Look at this. I'm allowing myself to peel, staying low. My arms are straight, my shoulders over, bum comes over. Smooth. I'm going to, boom. Okay, travel that back leg forward first. Okay, what it isn't is this. Look at this. I don't want to just do this. Okay, we're not just slamming the ground. We're being a little bit diligent. Okay, so the idea here is, look at this. Everything that we've been working to, stable, stable. That way you can slow it down. So arms are straight all the time. Can I just have a look at 4 each way, please? Let's go. Again, if that bum stays too high, you're not loading the shoulders. Get that bum nice and high. That way you should feel lightness from your feet. Nice. Boom. Boom. Nice, that's better, Mel. That's good. Okay, so again, if you reach too far forward with the hands, you're going to fall forward. So everything will be just feeling, okay, dumping into the shoulders. Last rep, guys. Okay, again, if your hands are, okay, just slamming the ground, it's going to be really hard. Nice. Okay. Okay, take a break quickly. So again, just look at this little detail here. Okay, so when we kind of move here, guys, okay, so see where my hands are, okay? I'm going to be pretty close to, okay, the base. Versus if I kind of come up and reach quite far over, so if I do it sideways, if I reach over here, notice how, like, see how my bum is here? I'm heavy through here. I can't really push. Versus if I put my hands a little bit closer, look, my bum comes a little bit higher, so now I'm a little bit more stronger through the shoulders too. So when you travel side to side, what I want to think about is boom, bah, bah, control. Versus, okay, too far out, and then you have to like do this hop, okay? So what your homework is going to be, okay, is twofold. I want you to count in your head. This is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. See that tempo? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not this. Look at this. It's not 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? So let me just kind of count you through. We'll just do 2 reps per side. So just squat down for me. Okay? And we'll do it together. Here we go. Okay, show me that 1. Show me the hand, which you're going to move. Okay? Here we go. Ready? Let's place that hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And sit in a squat. With me. Here we go. Place that hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Here we go. And place the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And bring it back. We got place the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. So that slowing down process gives you a little bit more information, okay? So quickly, this is your homework, okay? I want you to figure that out a little bit, okay? So from here, I want you to think about, okay, this bang, bang, 3, 4, and then from there, you're going to do an under switch, bang, and back to the squat. So one more time, you're going to go bang, 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 and then you're going to boom, switch into this squat position. Okay, and the idea here is to kind of obviously make it look a little bit smooth, make sure you're not just kind of like fiddling around and that sort of thing. Make sure, guys, when you do practice, you warm your wrists up, you warm your knees and pay the ankles up and stuff like that. Hopefully that was good, guys. Let me just unmute you all. Boom, 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 unmute all, done. How you guys feeling?
Good.
Good.
That was really good. Thanks, dude.
Good. When you go
Awesome.
from that to the switch, are you traveling your leg out in the same direction still?
You can do whatever you feel like doing. I'm not going to put any limitations. So whatever feels natural and good for you, you can do. I'm just kind of, I did it, I came back because I couldn't go any further. Otherwise I'd run into the wall. If you have ample of space, you can play with it. The key thing is I want you to just practice the two movements and then the linking of together. That's another breakthrough process already, right? The key thing is just understanding, being diligent with the setup of your hands, how you're moving, you know, moving with intention essentially. Then the transitions and stuff can come in like a second nature kind of thing. Cool.
I get
Hey,
lots
video
of
work, guys.
popping in my left knee. Is that normal?
Pardon?
Lots of popping in my left knee. Is that
Yeah,
normal?
so think about it this way. So, you know, it should be painful. Like if it's, you
Not
know, kind of
painful.
popping, it's nah. So a lot of popping and stuff like that, just so you guys know, is basically if you don't kind of, you know, hang out in range of motion, like your body's not used to it. Do you know what I mean?
Anything
Like
you can
now
do
for
to
the
fix
first,
it, or is it
Pardon?
a problem?
no, I don't think it's a problem whatsoever. This is why, again, like don't rush through the work, just be diligent with it. But it's like literally, this is why we're spending the most of the session, if you notice, that we're doing the longer, slower, steadier, shitty stuff. You know, as I said a couple of weeks back, we're doing what we call like, or consider not so glamorous movements because, you know, it's like we can bend our knees so much, right? But we don't load the knees in this much. Like no one kind of sits ass to grass squat for fun, right? You know, everybody's like here doing this type of stuff and like, you know, but most people get injured like here. Right, so the idea here is like just control, and it needs to be progressive. You know, doesn't mean like you have to go hard. This is why, you know, even these little hop arounds and stuff. I'm like, you're not trying to set a PB. You're not trying to kind of, you know, trying to set a person best or anything like that. It's like work at your level. At knee and stuff like that will feel better after a little time. It's like